Okay, real talk. Most people think condo fees are basically a ripoff. But honestly, what I'm seeing in Toronto right now is the complete opposite. The same buyers avoiding condos because of the fees are the ones walking into $20,000 to $30,000 repair bills in freehold homes. And if you don't understand this properly, it can quickly cost you thousands of dollars. And the reality is, most people get this completely wrong. Stick with me. I'll break it down so you know exactly when condo fees make sense or when you should run. And here's why the conversation is so misunderstood sometimes. Every single time I post about condos, my comment section literally blows up with the same stuff. Fees are a ripoff. It's literally just throwing money away. I'd rather rent than pay $700 a month for nothing. And look, I get it. I really do. When you're staring at a $600, $800, or even sometimes $1,000 monthly fee on top of your mortgage, it feels like money's just vanishing into thin air. But here's the part that nobody's actually talking about. Most people are comparing condo fees to nothing. They're not comparing it to what it actually costs to own a freehold home. They see the fee, but they completely miss all the hidden expenses homeowners are quietly paying year after year. So today, let's break it down properly, where the money goes, how it's calculated, and why higher condo fees might actually be saving you from financial disaster. By the way, welcome. If you're new to my channel, my name is Shameer Arain. I'm a Toronto real estate broker. I've been doing this for close to 2 decades, working with buyers and sellers all across the city every single day. My channel is about no hype or no fluff, just real strategies so you can make smarter moves in this market. If you're getting value from this, hit the like button and make sure you subscribe. And if you're thinking about buying or selling in Toronto and want to make sure you don't make costly mistakes, my info is in the description below. All right, let's jump right into it. What condo fees actually cover? Okay, so at the core, a condo fee is really just shared costs split between the whole building. Think of it like this. You're buying into a vertical neighborhood and everyone chips in monthly so the place can actually run the way it should. That budget basically breaks down into 4 things. Number 1, operations: cleaning, property management, snow removal, landscaping, concierge, security. Like, who do you think is cleaning the hallways? Who's out shoveling the snow at 5 in the morning? Who's actually managing the building day to day? If you owned a house, you'd be paying someone to do all of that, or you'd be doing it yourself every Saturday morning. Number 2, utilities: heat, water, AC, and sometimes even hydro. Those are real costs. In a house, you're getting those bills separately every month. In a condo, a big chunk of that is already baked into your maintenance fees. Number 3, insurance. The condo corporation covers the whole building: roof, exterior, elevators, and common areas. You, as an owner, you're just insuring the inside of your unit, which is usually about $30 to $50 a month. Now let's compare that to insuring an entire house. It's not even close. Number 4, and this is a big one, the reserve fund. This is basically a mandatory savings account for future big repairs: elevators, roof, parking garage, mechanical systems of the building. So instead of you as the owner getting blindsided by a $20,000 random bill one day, you're contributing a little bit at a time. Condo fees isn't money disappearing. They're forced into a savings system that protects the building long term. How are the fees calculated? The size myth. Now here's something that trips up a lot of buyers, and I see this all the time. You'll look at an older building with $900 maintenance fees, then a newer building with $450 maintenance fees, and immediately people think older building equals problems. Not necessarily. Condo fees are based on your share of the building, mainly square footage of your unit. And older condos, well, they're just bigger. So a 1,000 square foot unit will naturally have higher fees than a 500 square foot unit. Same goes for parking and lockers. If you own them, you're paying for their upkeep as well. So before you write off a building because of the fee, look at the size first. You actually might be getting better value. Now let's touch on when condo fees are actually a problem. So are condo fees a ripoff? No. That's the cost of maintaining a multi-million-dollar asset. But buying into the wrong building, that's where things can go really wrong. At the end of the day, condo fees give you predictability, convenience, and long-term stability, but the wrong building can absolutely hurt you financially. And this is why I actually keep a list of condo buildings in Toronto that I actively keep my clients away from. Buildings with poor management, legal issues, and dangerously low reserve funds. If you're thinking about buying and want to make sure you don't end up in one of these situations, click the link in the description and let's book a discovery call. We'll make sure you buy smart. I'm Shameer Arain, and we'll see you at the next one.